Today we're going to take a look back at maybe the 3 most memorable boulders in my almost 7 years of climbing. The first boulder is located in beautiful San Diego, California at Mount Woodson. And the second and third boulders are located at maybe the best place to boulder in the whole world, Las Vegas, Nevada, specifically Craft. One of these boulders is graded V5, one of them is graded V6, and one of them is graded V7. An alternate title to this video could have been Grades Are Stupid. I thought about putting that for a minute. Excuse me. But now that I've had a chance to look back in hindsight and kind of think about the experience of each of these boulders, I'm kind of glad that grades can seem pretty stupid at first, because ultimately I think I ended up finding a lot of value and was motivated or pushed to try harder precisely because of the grades. One of these boulders is still my proudest send to date. One of these boulders unlocked a new grade for me, and one of these boulders remains unsent after many, many sessions. Perhaps which boulder is which will surprise you, or maybe if you've done a lot of outdoor climbing, it won't surprise you that much. Starting off in San Diego, we've got Tight and Light, appropriately named for a couple of reasons. Tight because it requires a lot of body tension to stay on the holds. Light because there's very few holds to work with. But also tight because you're kind of working in cramped quarters and it's a bit of a corridor that you're climbing through. And light because there's also not a lot of light that comes in there during different parts of the day, so I could see them kind of naming it for that reason as well. I've got some great memories from all the time I've spent in San Diego, and working tight and light is honestly some of my best. Pretty much took me my whole first session to just get the opening moves on this locked down, and in each subsequent session I basically learned like one new move each session. Luckily there aren't that many moves and they do kind of suit my strengths. Well, I guess there are kind of a lot of moves, but the whole finishing section is just like an easy high ball top out that really is just about fear and not so much about difficult moves to figure out. But down in the cave, every single move is strenuous and early and sometimes painful and delicate, and man, what an awesome boulder. Day 1, I might have done one move successfully and that was about it.
Big move, yeah. It's bit much better, exactly. And then switch. Yeah. Come closer. Perfect. And then low foot. Perfect.
Day 2 and 3, I made considerable progress thanks to my buddy here who was a couple sessions ahead and was able to help me out with a lot of beta. I'll talk about him a little more here in a minute. Day 4, I was back on my own and accomplished nothing.
Don't wait too long. Perfect. Full queen. I didn't feel like I could pull it up. Finishes, boom, away, boom.
Day 5 and 6, I managed to piece together the rest of the individual moves. Wasn't really linking anything, but pretty much had them all done at that point. Day 7, my focus turned towards becoming more efficient through the crux, so that hopefully I could link together the full boulder at some point pretty soon.
Come close, perfect. Low, stay low, yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Dang it. Nice. Yeah. That felt better.
By session number 8, I was feeling pretty strong in my body and pretty confident on this boulder in terms of all the moves. And the question was going to be, could I hold it together from the start to link the crux and make it to the easy high ball finish?
Good. Yeah. Right. Good job. Good. We got it, dude. We got it. Oh.
All right, we'll come back to the sun footy in a minute. In the meantime, boulder number 2. Located at Craft on the epically popular monkey bar boulder is Hyperglide. Kind of feel like maybe this one should have been called Monkey Pinch. I've seen it referenced that way in a couple of spots. Fits with the naming convention on the rest of the boulder, and the boulder really does focus heavily on this one pinch and a long, stretchy move. Super cruxy, and I've seen a ton of strong climbers way stronger than me, really struggle to send it or sometimes not send it at all. It's also a bit of a high ball finish, pretty scary and somewhat unknown, hard to tell from the ground exactly what the moves up there are gonna look like. Not for the faint of heart, and probably not recommended if you only have a couple of days at Craft. You may get pulled into projecting this thing and never send it. 3 great months here in Vegas have come to an end. Had probably 25 sessions at Craft, 6 of which I invested into Hyperglide. If I can send it today, that'll be my longest successful project to date, and definitely my proudest send at Craft. We haven't even started packing yet, so I promised Rach I'd be back here by 9 a.m. It is 7:02, so better get going. 7:58 a.m. This is my very last attempt to send Hyperglide before it haunts me forever. The opening moves are fun and straightforward, but then you quickly come to the realization of how difficult this boulder actually is on the crux. It took me a handful of sessions to figure out the right body position to reach this crimp, and another couple of sessions to commit to the idea that I had to full crimp in order to have a chance of making it through the crux.
Yes!
Hyperglide is graded V5. Had it been graded harder than that, I honestly might have doubted myself and gave up on it too early, but I am so grateful that I stuck with it and sent it. So I don't think I ever would have gotten over it. It's one of my proudest sends to date. It was a near spiritual experience for me, and I can't imagine a better way to end my 4 months at Craft. The third boulder, also located at Craft. This boulder is called Good Times, and I love the name for it because I had a great time sending this thing. Starts with a really hard move or two. And then sort of stair steps down in difficulty for each subsequent move.
Yes! Oh, yes!
With a relatively easy finish once you figure it out, and really it's not too scary or too tall off the ground either. Okay, at the start I told you that one boulder was V5, another V6, and the other V7, and that each was special for kind of a different reason. You just saw the send of Good Times, which I'll tell you now is a V6, and was special to me because it was my first of the grade. You also saw the send of Hyperglide, which I'll tell you now was my proudest, most epic, rewarding, spiritual experience of a send that I've ever had on any boulder or climb, period. And that leaves Tight and Light, which I said there was some send footy coming for, but was maybe just a little misleading. This is my buddy Elad. I met him here at Mount Woodson, and we pretty much got to know each other projecting this climb here, Tight and Light. He was a couple sessions ahead of me and helped me out big time on figuring out a lot of the beta. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for me to get the send before wrapping up my frequent visits to San Diego. I've definitely got it on the list to come back to, hopefully with Trevor and Caroline. I did a session on it with Trevor previously at one point. It's funny though, at V7, this was by far the hardest boulder I'd ever tried at the time. I actually hadn't even sent or hardly tried any V6s before this. The V7 grade actually motivated me to keep coming back to this because of how cool I thought it would be to jump a grade and send a 7 before a 6.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah!
Yes. Dude, that was a clean one.
Yeah!
Yes, dude.
Yeah. Although this boulder was a bit of a teaching moment for me, where I learned not to get sucked into projecting too hard of a grade too soon.
Nice job, man.
Especially if you're going to have limited time at a particular location. I still don't regret the time I spent on it. Got to know my buddy Elad here really well.
Yeah, dude. Woo! Woo!
Yes. So good, man. Got to share in his joy and excitement of sending a long-term project and even help him out a little bit here with the top slab portion, which he hadn't really done but previously. Yes. Dude, and just like that, man, it's over. In my opinion, it's really the proper way to finish off the boulder and count it as a full send, so the end of an era, you might say.
Where should I go with that?
Yeah, I would go a little bit to the right to that jug before I pull over. Just a little right.
Oh, here?
Even like a foot over, I think it becomes a mega jug, but yeah, any of those for pulling up and over. I was able to give him a little beta up top and help out, which is kind of fun. It's really not tough climbing up here, but it is pretty scary. You can see that's kind of a death drop, or at least one that's likely to injure you pretty severely. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. Done with this shit, dude.